Hello, guys, it's Alice here. Sorry for the fake names, but giving out my real name gives me anxiety. I have some mental health issues due to my upbringing, so please forgive me if I come off as weird and immature. My story is about my family, which included my brother and my parents. Let's call my brother Adam and his wife Tamara. Growing up, Adam and I never had a good relationship. My parents never wanted a daughter or a second child for that matter. So when I was born, they were more annoyed than happy. They always spoiled my brother and showered him with love while I remained neglected. I was starving for affection and always did everything possible to get their love, but they were never receptive to my love and care. For the longest time, I felt really isolated from the family, even though I tried my best to make them love me. But everything changed when my brother introduced me to his then girlfriend, Tamara. We hit it off right away and became very close. She was a very wealthy and beautiful woman, but had a very kind heart. I have no idea what he ever saw in my brother. Anyway, they seemed to be in love, and I was happy to have a close relationship with someone. Eventually, they got married, and Tamara became my family too. Tamara and I became even closer, and we're sort of like best friends. She didn't keep a lot of friends because they were always trying to exploit her for money. Since I never asked for handouts, she was excited to be my friend. Over the next 2 years, we developed a close bond, and it also helped me have a better relationship with my brother. I used to think that my brother was madly in love with her, just like she was. I never knew that I had been super wrong about that. No one knew what a monster my brother was. Yes, Tamara was happy in her marriage, but she had no idea what he was doing behind her back. One day, when I was out with some friends, I saw Adam with another woman. At first, I thought that it might be a platonic dinner or something. However, throughout the rest of the night, he kept kissing and making out with the woman. I can't describe how disgusted and heartbroken I felt. He hadn't noticed me, but I saw what he was doing. I didn't want to create a scene at the restaurant, so I waited till they left. When my brother was about to get into his car, I went and confronted him. I yelled at him and said, "What on earth were you doing, Adam?" "What? I was just out with some friends. What is so dramatic about it?" "Don't lie to me, Adam. I know that you are having an affair. I saw you with a woman and you were all over her." "So what, Alice? What is your problem with that? So you accept that you were cheating on Tamara. What is wrong with you, Adam? How could you do that?" I berated Adam while he just looked bored. I was seriously concerned by his lack of remorse at getting caught. It looked like he didn't care and didn't even feel bad about this. He just stood there silently and listened to me with a frown on his face. Finally, I couldn't take it anymore and said, "You need to come clean to your wife, Adam. This is just plain wrong. Mind your own business, Alice. None of this concerns you." "Oh, it does concern me because I found out about this, Adam. I consider your wife family, and I don't like what you did to her. She doesn't deserve this." "Shut your mouth, Alive. This is not your place to act all high and mighty. I will deal with my own wife however I want. Will you at least stop having your affair? If you stop this and beg for forgiveness, she may forgive you." "Look, Alice, I am older than you. I don't need that stupid advice from you. I can think for myself. If you don't tell her, I will. I won't let you continue this nonsense while she stays in the dark. You will keep your mouth shut, Alice. Don't make me come after you. Need I remind you that we are family? You need to shut up for my sake." I didn't listen to Adam and told Tamara everything. I had begged and pleaded with Adam to confess and make things right. I gave him 2 days to come clean, but he ignored all my pleas and didn't tell Tamara. I couldn't bear to see him cheat on my poor sister-in-law. One day I went out for dinner with Tamara and she said, "You might be an aunt soon, Alice." "Oh, are you pregnant?" "Not yet, but we are trying for a baby. Adam has been pushing for a child. He has become very persistent lately, so I gave in." "Don't you need more time to be comfortable with the idea? I mean, you will be the one carrying the child, so you should be ready for it." "I think I am ready, Alice. I have been thinking, and it makes sense to try now. I already married the love of my life, and I have a pretty good life with Adam, so I have no reason to wait anymore. Hearing this came as a shock to me. No one had to point it out to me that my brother had been trying to baby trap my poor sister-in-law. He knew that if the news of his cheating came out, Tamara would get rid of him, so he was looking for ways to tie her down to him. My greedy brother wasn't going to give up his luxurious life so easily. I felt sick to my stomach after hearing everything. I was also scared that my brother would give her an STD and she would suffer for it. So I decided to tell her everything right then. I said, I need to tell you something about my brother, Tamara. Oh, what is it, Alice? You don't look very good. I am so sorry, Tamara. I should have told you this sooner. I was giving Adam a chance to come clean, but he didn't listen to me. Now I think that he is trying to baby trap you so that you don't leave him. No, you are not going to say what I am thinking right now. Is Adam cheating on me, Alice? I am so sorry, Tamara. He has been sleeping with multiple women. I caught him cheating on you twice. I confronted him the first time and told him to tell you. He didn't listen and continued this nonsense. Tamara sat there completely frozen for a few minutes. After that, she started to cry. I comforted her to the best of my abilities and took her to my place because she was in no condition to ride. She didn't tell Adam anything that day. She just said that she was too drunk to come home. Over the next few days, she didn't give Adam any hint that she knew. Instead, she secretly collected proof of his cheating and then served him divorce papers. Adam was completely blindsided, but knew that I had something to do with it. After Adam had been served the divorce papers, I had been called over to my parents' house. I knew there was going to be a showdown. I didn't have any delusions that the conversation would be reasonable, but I hadn't expected the treatment that I received there. My brother yelled and cursed at me, saying, "How could you do this to me? I told you to stay out of my business. What you were doing was wrong, Adam. Tamara didn't deserve this. Also, you have been trying to baby trap her. You were putting her at risk of getting STDs. What I do with my wife and my personal life is none of your business. Why did you destroy my life? Tamara has filed for divorce, and I won't be getting a cent out of it. I can't believe you are worried about the money when you are about to lose the love of your life. Who cares about love, Alice? I had a rich wife and a good life. You came and destroyed it. I hate you, and you are dead to me from now on. I wish you were never born." How can you say that to me, Adam? Mom, Dad, say something to him. I begged my parents to intervene because I couldn't take the way Adam was yelling at me. Yes, I am a little sensitive, and Adam was getting really aggressive. My anxiety levels skyrocketed, and I felt like I would have a panic attack. I thought that maybe my parents would understand me, but they did not. I was a fool to think they would ever take my side. They said, "What do you want us to say? Ella's your brother is right. You destroyed his life. My son had been married to such a nice and wealthy girl. Now he will be left with nothing. She even got him fired from his job for seeing a coworker. Are you guys seriously taking his side? What he did was wrong. Don't you understand that? Doesn't matter what he did. We are family, and families don't snitch on each other. You went behind our backs and betrayed us for a nobody. Yeah, we are very disappointed in you, Alice. Don't think we will let you walk away without consequences. You hurt your brother and us. So we have decided to disown you and cut you out of the family. Since you don't value your family, you don't deserve us." Guys, I had been a fool. I had really thought that my parents would stand up for what's right. Maybe they didn't love me enough, but at least they would understand why I did it. But no, they straight up told me that they were on my brother's side and were going to cut me off. I begged and pleaded with my parents not to do this to me. I didn't want them to push me away. I begged my parents and even begged my brother. They may not have loved me, but I did. I was desperate for their love, but they kicked me to the curb every time. This time, they decided that they were done with me for good. My parents kept their promise and disowned me. They also sent me a letter saying that I had been removed from their wills and completely disowned. They didn't want me to contact them in any way. I was also blocked from all their profiles and on their phone numbers. I tried reaching out and asking for forgiveness to make them talk to me, but they weren't ready to listen. And in a single day, I had lost my family and found myself alone. Tamara had been a huge support to me through it all. She got divorced from my brother within months because of her prenup. There was a strong infidelity clause that made it impossible for Adam to get anything. That made him really angry, and he tried to stalk and threaten Tamara. So she sued him for harassment and got restraining orders against him. During all this time, we became each other's support. Her parents were dead, and mine had disowned me. But at least we had each other. We regularly went out and hung out together to get over the loneliness. One such day, Tamara and I were having a lunch date when she suddenly asked me something. She said, "Hey, I needed to talk to you about something, Alice." "What is it, Tamara?" "I heard what happened between you and your family. I know that you got disowned for telling me everything." "Oh, how did you know about that?" "Your stupid brother had been bragging about it and telling me that he made you pay for selling him out." "I can't believe he told you that. My brother has no shame. He really hated that I didn't take his side, so he got my parents to disown me as a punishment." "That's very sad, Alice. I have been thinking about it a lot." "Oh, you don't have to worry about it, Tamara. I'm fine with it. I didn't go against my own conscience. That's enough for me. I won't die if I don't get an inheritance." "Well, that's the thing, Alice. I still feel that you have been treated unfairly. So I have decided something. I am going to give you my old apartment, the one where I lived with Adam." I was completely taken aback by Tamara's words. I found it very sweet that she felt bad for me, but I didn't expect her to make me such a generous offer. I really never wanted anything from her. Growing up, I had been neglected and cast aside from my brother. When she came into my life, she showed that family can also care. She was like the sister I never had. So when I found out that my brother was betraying her, I had to tell her. My actions were driven by love and a sense of morality, nothing else. So I said, "You don't have to do that, Tamara. None of this is your fault. I know that I don't have to, but I want to do this for you, Alice." "It's really fine, Tamara. I have already accepted what my parents and brother did to me." "Well, I have already made the decision, so you will have no say here. I wanted to get rid of the apartment anyway. I would rather give it to someone I care about instead of letting a random stranger stay there." Tamara insisted a lot and told me that her decision was final. I cried that day because I didn't know what else to do. I felt overwhelmed because I didn't expect her to think about me so much. I had been feeling very isolated from everyone after my family cut me off. Tamara was the one who made me feel like I got some kind of reward for doing something right. Months passed and Tamara kept her promise to give me her old apartment. She signed over the papers to me and said that she finally felt a little better. I moved into that place and it started to feel like home. It was also close to my job, so it was extra convenient for me. I also got the opportunity to save up for my future. I did give Tamara a nice treat as a thank you gesture. We continued being very good friends, and I was grateful that I got to keep the sister I never had. A year passed in the blink of an eye. Everyone moved on and were living their best lives. I never heard back from my parents or brother. Slowly, I stopped missing them. I also got myself into therapy. Therapy made me realize how toxic and emotionally abusive my family was. It helped me have a better understanding of my past place in the family and how I shouldn't have let them treat me this way. I must say that being in therapy definitely put things into perspective for me. I had decided to remain no contact and put distance between us, even if they reached out to me, which they never did. I was actually pretty happier without them anyway. I saw my brother and parents again more than a year later. A cousin had invited me to her housewarming party, and I decided to go. To be honest, my extended family was all on my side and didn't like what my parents and brother did. They didn't say anything directly because they didn't want to get involved in family matters, but I didn't hold it against them. I had and still have a pretty good relationship with them. So when I got the invite, I went to the party. I knew that my parents and brother would be there. I thought that they would stay away from me, but I had no such luck. At the party, my parents ignored my existence as always. I was surprised to realize that it didn't hurt me even one bit. I was pretty indifferent to it. I guess I had to thank therapy for it. I was minding my own business until my idiot brother came to me with a nasty smirk. I braced myself for the trouble that was about to start. Adam wasted no time in approaching me and said, "Hey, little traitor, looks like you are still the loser you always were." "Why are you talking to me, Adam? I thought we were not a family anymore." "We are not a family. You are no one to me. Mom and Dad disowned you and made it clear. Remember, yes, I do remember that, Adam. I know I have been cut off from the family because I chose to do the right things instead of supporting your horrible actions. Well, look where being right has gotten you. You have been disowned and your own family refuses to talk to you. This is what happens when you betray your family, dear sister. I will be rich and you will get nothing. You will live like the little loser you are." I started to laugh when my brother proudly boasted about how rich he was going to be. For one, it was the fact that my parents were not rich at all. I don't know how he got the idea that our parents were super rich, so that was particularly funny. The second thing was that Adam made it seem like I had been punished for selling him out, as if I was the one who lost because I got disowned by my parents. He had no idea that I got a much better prize for coming clean to Tamara and telling her the truth about my brother. Since my brother didn't know any of that, he couldn't understand why I was laughing. I said, "Oh, you can have all the inheritance, Adam. I never wanted it anyway." "It's not like our parents are made of money." "I don't know why you think they are rich." "Well, It doesn't matter whether they are rich or not. The fact is that I am the sole inheritor now, that you have been disowned." "I am fine with that, actually, Adam. I don't mind being disowned at all. You are saying that now, but who knows what you will do in the future. You may just come after me and my inheritance. You have already proven yourself to be untrustworthy." "Oh, no, Adam, you are so wrong about that. You can keep the inheritance. I got something much better. I don't need any part of whatever little money that our parents will leave you." Adam got really suspicious when I told him that I got something better than my parents' inheritance. To his knowledge, I was a working woman who lived in a rented apartment and had a decent life. It's not something to boast about, to be honest. Maybe in other circumstances, the inheritance money would have been nice to have, but even then, I wouldn't have wasted my breath trying to get it. I didn't consider it worth the effort. Now that I had much better prospects already, I didn't need my parents' inheritance after all. Adam didn't understand why, because he didn't know what gift I had received recently. He said, "What do you mean, Alice? What did you get and who gave it to you?" "Why, didn't you know what your ex-wife did for me?" No, I don't know. "What did she do?" "She gave me your old marital home, Adam." Adam looked like he had been struck with lightning. The expression on his face was absolutely hilarious. He really did have no idea that Tamara had given me her old apartment. I thought that maybe Adam had heard about it through the grapevine, but turns out he had no idea. So when I informed him about this little detail, he shouted at me and said, "What? No. She didn't give you that apartment." "She did, Adam. In fact, I have been living there for the past 6 months. I have to say that it's a nice place, Adam. You do have good choices in apartments." "What on earth are you saying?" "I don't believe you. This is impossible. Why don't you go and find out the truth then?" "I have no reason to lie to you, Adam. Besides, You know how generous your ex-wife can be. That apartment was supposed to be mine. I picked it myself. Why did you get to keep it? She didn't give me anything in the divorce because you betrayed her and cheated on her, remember? She told you that cheating was a hard boundary for her. But no, you just had to take things for granted. You could have had a great life with Tamara. It's such a shame that you messed everything up. She wouldn't have found out if you hadn't told her, Alice. This is all because of you. You are responsible for me losing out on everything. Alice, you became our parents' sole heir for that, Adam. You got me punished, remember? Just a few minutes ago, you were rubbing it in my face. Looks like we are even, dear brother. No, we are not even. Our parents' inheritance is no match for that apartment. You don't deserve it. It should be mine. You should give it to me. I am the rightful owner of that place. I started to laugh when he insisted that he was the rightful owner of the place. The freaking audacity of my brother was something else. This man had no shame whatsoever. I mean, I already knew that. I had expected him to throw a tantrum about it. I let the news out because I knew he would find out eventually and cause trouble. At least, I was surrounded by my extended family, so he wouldn't be able to do anything in their presence. But I hadn't expected him to tell me to just give up my apartment to him. It was just so bizarre that I had to laugh. I said, "You won't even get that apartment over my dead body now, Adam." If I don't have a family eventually, the apartment will go to charity when I die. No, I deserve that apartment. You don't get to have that luxury apartment for free. You weren't married to Tamara. I was. You don't deserve that place after you betrayed her, Adam. It doesn't matter what I did. You need to give me the apartment. It is my apartment. This is unfair. Mom. Dad. Adam called my parents over and made them argue with me too. He was trying to hang up on me and make me give up his apartment like he asked. My parents were on their golden child side, of course. They kept bugging me to do what my brother wanted. They said, "You need to do what your brother says, Alice. You need to give him the apartment. Yes, you should give it up. It's only right after you betrayed him so badly. He deserves the house as compensation." Well, I got disowned because of him, so that is compensation enough. He was just fine having full inheritance from you. I don't see why I should give up my apartment. Don't act like a brat, Alice. This is your chance to show us that you really care. Maybe if you give up the apartment, we will consider getting back in contact with you. Yeah, we may even leave you something in our wills. It won't be 50% because you already lost that chance, but you will get something. Mom and Dad were trying to convince me that they would forgive me and add me back to their will if I did what my brother wanted. I think that day it became clear where my brother got his audacity. Looks like my parents were the ones with the problem and Adam was just following their footsteps. Again, I didn't know why my parents thought that I would do what they and my brother wanted, but their little emotional blackmail wasn't going to move me. I saw, well, you can keep your relationship and your inheritance. I don't want either of them. I know I was morally right to tell Tamara everything. Meanwhile, it was wrong of you two to cut me off like that. Anyway, I am done with you guys, so fulfilling your demands is out of the question. How dare you say that? We are your family. You can't just discard us? Yeah, we all deserve to be in your apartment and had 3 bedrooms, so we should all go live there as well. The last time I checked, I was told that I wasn't family anymore, so I don't know where this entitlement is coming from. I will spare you the details of what happened next. There was a big argument where I was starting to get cornered by my parents and brother. However, my extended family immediately jumped to my rescue and told them off for being entitled and mean. That day, the extended family berated my parents for supporting and trying to cover up his wrongs and punishing me for doing something that was morally right. They also berated Adam for his entitled and horrible behavior. He wanted to corner me and get my apartment, but instead invited the wrath of the family. Eventually, they were kicked off after they refused to shut up and stop bothering me. They protested but left after the family made it clear that they were not welcome. In the next few weeks, Adam tried hard to convince me to give up the apartment. He even came by the apartment multiple times and tried to let himself in. But the locks had been changed a long time ago, and security cameras were active. It caught him trying to break in and yell threats at me from behind the door. Stupid man didn't know that everything was being recorded and would be used against him later. My parents also tried various tricks to make me give up the apartment, but one cease and desist letter from my lawyer stopped them. However, for my brother, I got the cops involved and even managed to get a restraining order on him after he tried to physically wrestle me when I was getting into my apartment. So, suffice to say, he won't be getting near me again. I didn't even have to worry about my brother again. I later learned from other family members that my brother had been kicked out of the house by my parents. Apparently, he had been mooching off them and slowly landed them in debt. Adam's reasoning was that since all their money would be his after they died, he had the right to spend it now. You can say that karma came for my parents too, since rooting for their golden child backfired on them horribly. So, as a last resort, they kicked him out. They had been done with him for a while. That's why they insisted on me giving up my apartment to him. They saw this as a chance to have him gone. Since I refused, they tried to grin and bear it for a few more weeks until they were forced to kick him out. Currently, my brother has been couch surfing and looking for jobs. No one is willing to keep him home for more than a week. This is all because of his entitled behavior. He is moving from one place to another. A cousin told me that he will have to move cities because he is about to lose all his contacts for places to stay. I will be very happy when that happens. As for me and Tamara, we are both doing very well. Tara is seeing a new guy who I have already met. He seems to be a nice man and the kind of partner that she deserves. I too am dating someone and things are getting serious. We will see where it goes. But one thing is for sure. If I ever get married or have kids, my parents and my brother won't have any part to play. I have effectively cut them off from my life.